Hey, what's going on today, guys? This is Terry and Leanne here from TLK Outdoors, coming at you here from Mike Miller Park in Draffenville, Kentucky. We are doing part 3 of our Fishing in Neighborhoods tour. This is actually a retake from the first video that we did here 2 weeks ago, right after they stocked. For whatever reason, my SD card had some corrupted files on it, and the video itself, only bits and pieces of the video actually took. So I'm going to try to include those on this video here today, but we're actually going to film take 2 for Fishing in Neighborhoods part 3. So stay with us today. I got some other techniques I want to show you guys. Hopefully they work. Like I said, it's been 2 weeks since they've stocked, so I'm not sure how pressured it's been since, but we'll go ahead and get at it and see what we can get at you. All right, guys, so I was baiting up my other line and actually had this one taken off on me, and this is actually not a bad fish for a lake stalker. So there you go, guys. I've only been here a handful of minutes and already got a fish on. I'll actually show you the rig that I'm using here as soon as I get this fish off the hook. I'll go ahead and throw him on the stringer because that's actually a really good fish for what they normally put in. But there you go. Yeah, I'll get him off the hook here, get him on the stringer, get back with you guys and show you the rig I'm using here on the bottom. It just goes to show you it can happen pretty quick. Even 2 weeks after stocking, apparently there's still some holdovers in here, so that's a good sign. Way to start out the day, right? All right, guys, so we just got him off the hook, actually off the hooks, and I'll actually show you that here. What I'm utilizing here is from the last couple videos from the series. I showed you how to rig up power bait on the bottom using a single hook with a Carolina rig. Well, this rig here is just a double up of that rig. You see there's a hook here, and then about 2/3 of the way down from that leader is a shorter leader with another hook. And what that is, it's 2 separate lines tied up to a barrel swivel. Do make sure you check with your state ordinances to make sure that this rig is allowed. Certain states do not allow this rig, so I do want to throw that out there before you do attempt to try this rig. Kentucky does allow this rig. I know Pennsylvania does. Can't remember if Virginia does or not. I cannot speak for other states, so do make sure you check with your local ordinance. But how I rigged this particular rig up to catch that fish, and this is an old school technique that I learned many moons ago from when I was knee-high to a grasshopper. And all that requires is on one hook or the other, what you do is you take a mealworm, you run the mealworm up the hook, tail first. A mealworm's got very prominent sections, so I always start the hook in the last section, and I will run that up about 3/4 of the way from the tail, going up toward the head, and I will poke the hook through like so, and then I will take the mealworm and kind of run it up the line. And then what I do is I take a piece of power bait. In this instance, I used orange. It's a very small piece. Just kind of ball it up like so. Mold that onto your hook. And then what you do is you'll take that mealworm and you'll run it back down to where it looks like it's eating that power bait. And that actually is a very strong attractor for trout. They think it's an easy meal for them, seeing one of their food sources eating on another food source, and they think they're actually ambushing that prey. Now the other hook, You can put whatever you want to on it. Another piece of live bait. In this instance, I'm using yellow power bait, and all I'm doing is I'll take a small piece. I'll just roll that up into a ball like so. It's a very small piece. I'll run that on the hook. Get some slack out here so I have some room to work. And Leanne has actually caught a fish off camera, so we both actually have a fish to our name already. We've only been out here, I think, 15 minutes at that, and both of us have already caught a fish. But what you do is, just like the last couple videos, you'll run that up the shank, make a teardrop, and all I'll do, I'm gonna take this, bomb this puppy out there, let her sit. Wait for the line to settle on the bottom. There we go. Go ahead and set my makeshift rod holder back up. 2 rocks. Worked out real good the last time. And that's it, guys. Just simple technique. It is a killer technique. You know, especially when you're in an area that you're not quite sure after it's been stocked for a while. And there we go. I'm getting a bite already. It's been out there 30 seconds. I just missed him. Just missed him, guys. That was unreal. That was literally seconds after I'd thrown that in, and what he did, he actually took both pieces of power bait. So yeah, I'm gonna get this rig back up, get it thrown back out there. But that's how quick it can be, guys. But what I was saying is that rig, you know, if it's been a couple weeks since they've stocked, you're not quite sure what they're biting on, you can utilize that rig to use different baits. You know, give them 2 baits for the price of 1, and just kind of key in on what they're attracted to for that particular day. And yeah, I mean, you can just have a blast with it. So yeah, I'm gonna get rigged back up here, get back out. I'll get back with you guys. All right, guys, just got baited back up, got that line back out in the water. What I did is I opened the bail, so that way, while I'm trying to explain this other rig to you guys, if something does take it, it can just run with it. But this next rig, that can be killer, depending on where the fish are primarily holed up, whether they're suspended in the water column or up closer to the surface, is a slip bobber rig. I used to primarily focus, when I was younger, on a you know, just a basic clip-on bobber, but I've since graduated over the years to a slip-on, and all that is a bobber stop, and then up above the bobber stop you're going to have a bead right there, and that's going to keep your bobber from actually slipping over the bobber stop. That's going to stop your bobber from going up over the bobber stop. And Leanne's got one on over here. She got bluegill. Never mind. Still a fish. So, I mean, we're still out here targeting fish, so it's still successful. But that bead will actually help keep your bobber from going up over that bobber stop. And then down below it, I have about a 15-inch leader of fluorocarbon, and then right above the hook I have a very small split shot, and then on the business end I have 2 wax worms rigged up. And this bait here, the way this is presented, could be killer. And what that entails is taking the tail end of a wax worm and the head end of a wax worm. You feed a wax worm on tail first, and then another wax worm on head first, and you kind of join them together, and you just bomb that out there and let it sit. And if the trout are keying in on something like that, it can be a killer bait and presentation to use. So we're going to go ahead and just see. I'm actually getting a hit on the bottom again right now as we speak. And this guy is really peeling some line right now. There we go, guys. I'm hooked up again. Feels about the same size as the last one. That's a little bit smaller, but that guy actually took the yellow power bait. Yeah, there we go. There you go, guys. He took the yellow power bait, so we're gonna go ahead and get him off the hook here. I'll get back with you guys as soon as I get baited back up. Guys, this is insane. I just literally threw this out, and you know, within seconds I had another bite, and it's another really good rainbow. These fish are fighting really strong today, guys. This is another quality stalker. I mean, they don't put anything super big in, but that's a good 11-12 inch rainbow right there. And it just goes to show you how quick this can actually be, guys. And once again, he just absolutely annihilated, I mean annihilated, that yellow power bait. I mean, he got it deep down there, guys. So, you know, I just got the top rig, you know, resituated, thrown back out, and I figured, what the heck, I might as well go ahead and throw the bottom rig back out. And that quick, guys, I'm hooked up again. So I'll get him off here and get back out there again. I may limit out here within the next couple minutes, but yeah, we'll just keep on plugging away, guys. Just like that, we're getting another bite, guys. I barely had this line back out in the water, so they are definitely schooled up right here in front of me. I got him. He's on. Looks like yellow power bait's the deal today, guys. So he actually swallowed it. He swallowed it pretty good, so I'll definitely be keeping that guy. But there you go, just like that. So I'll go ahead, get him off there, get back with you guys. Nothing on the top rig yet, but we'll see what happens. All right, we're baited back up again, guys. Let's see if I can actually get a fish on this cast. Getting the bites is not the problem right now. My hookups is the problem. This is very not like me. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this bail, because I'm not getting any luck on the waxworm on the top. And any fish that takes this, I'm just gonna let him run with it. I've already got a bite right now. This is insane, guys. I mean, this is seconds. They are extremely schooled up out there. So I'm gonna let that guy just run with it. He'll end up swallowing it more than likely. And I actually got a fish on the waxworm and didn't even know I had a fish on the waxworm. Look at that, guys. A little bonus red ear right there. All right. Oh, that was unexpected, but we'll take it. I guess I'll go ahead and rig up a night crawler on the top here. I'm trying to get some fish on a different setup here for you guys, just to kind of show you some different successful techniques. But one rule of thumb you always follow is, if it ain't broke, you don't fix it. So I'm catching fish on this technique, so I'm going to keep using this technique. But while we're doing that, while I'm letting that fish just kind of sit there and run with that bait, I'll go ahead and put my waxworms and mealworms back in there. I'm going to show you how I rig up a night crawler, kind of like I did the red worm in that first video. What I do is I take the head and I just kind of pinch the head off. I'm sure you heard of Berkeley pinch crawlers. That's actually how pinch crawlers got their name. Is you know, people take night crawlers and just pinch the head off, and just use a pinched portion of the night crawler. What I do is I run the crawler up the tail end that I just broke off, and I'll come back through. I'll run it up a little bit, and I'll come back through one more time just to get a double hook on there, and that's it, guys. Now I'll go ahead and I'll bomb this out and see if I can pick a trout up off a night crawler. While that's stewing out there, I'm going to go ahead and see if this guy's still on here. Hopefully he is. No, he's not. He actually ran with it and spit both baits. So that's literally 3 casts in a row that I came up empty-handed that I've had instant bites on. So definitely dropping the ball here today, guys. I don't know what's going on with me, but I'll get rigged back up. I'll get back out there and get back with you guys. All right, guys, rigged back up for a 4th time. Get that bombed out there, and hopefully we actually get a fish on this cast and not just waste the cast. Right now we're just feeding the fish. But this action is insane today, guys. I mean, this is definitely some of the strongest action I've ever seen. I'm getting a bite again. I got that one, guys. Feels about the same size as the last one. Yeah, he's about the same size as the first one and the last fish I caught. So this is definitely number 4 on the stringer, and this guy engulfed it. He actually engulfed both baits. There you go, guys. I actually rigged up green for my second one on that one, but that quick, seconds after throwing in, got another fish on. This is insane, guys. This is some of the fastest action I've ever had trout fishing on a pond or a lake, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it. All right, guys, we're baited up one more time, so we're gonna bomb this out here. I'm actually getting a bite on a night crawler. It's probably a bluegill because it's right up here against the rock. So yeah, it's probably just going to be another bluegill. It's taking off right now. I have it, whatever it is. Yeah, it's another bluegill. No, it's not either. It's a trout, guys. It's a trout, and I'm getting a bite on the power bait. So one of these fish I'm going to have to let go. And I'm hooked up here. So as far as limits go, guys, let's see which one's the better fish. The one on the power bait's a better fish, so I'm going to go ahead and let the one from the night crawler, I'm going to let him go. This guy actually swallowed both hooks anyway. So guys, I just caught a limit of trout at Mike Miller Park in 30 minutes. 30-minute limit, guys. There you go. All right, guys, so Leanne just got her limit. We're gonna go ahead and pack her in. But you see here, got a stringer full of fish. Got my 5-fish limit for the lake. Leanne's down there in the water. I think she's getting a bite on a worm right now. She's just trying to catch some bonus fish herself. She caught a couple bluegill. So, but yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for us here today at Mike Miller Park, TLK Outdoors. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button. Leave me a comment, smash that subscribe button, so that way you guys can keep up to date on the any of the videos that drop out. And You guys can check out parts 1 and 2 and stay tuned for part 4 of the fishing in neighborhood series here in Western Kentucky. So until then, we'll see you guys on the next one, and always remember to stay safe, keep them lines tight,
and enjoy them great outdoors.